So now Greeley, Ranigan, and Sanders back out there for the Blue Jays. Greeley still has it with the flip. Feed, catch made, and a goal. Speaking of burning your dad's alma mater, Kasner makes...
Let's take another look from a different angle.
Here, John Greeley is a great passer. Why are you sliding to...
Now I'm going to break things down and show you how this goal was scored. Maryland starts off in a man-to-man defense with each of the defenders responsible for one of the offensive players. John Greeley is going to initiate the play with a left-handed dodge down the alley. He starts the dodge immediately off of the pass in order to minimize the time that his defender has to come out and get set up. To create space for the dodge and make it more difficult for Maryland to slide against this, Brandon Benn is going to clear through from the wing over to the crease, and Rex Sanders is going to move off of the crease over to the backside. As Greeley dodges, the short-stick defensive midfielder Landon Carr is going to try to funnel him down the alley and keep him out of the center of the field. The defender who had been covering Brandon Benn, Matt Dunn, is going to recognize the dodge and start to slide. The second slide is going to come from the midfielder on the crease, who's going to slide over to Brandon Benn as he comes to the crease and off of Rex Sanders as he leaks out to the backside. The third slide is going to come from the backside defender, Michael Earhart, who's going to slide up onto Rex Sanders moving off of the crease. At this point, the Maryland defense is in pretty good shape. LSM Jesse Bernhardt has dropped in off of John Ranigan to sit in the passing lane to Rex Sanders. And the backside defender has stepped up to cover Sanders while cutting off the passing lane to the attackman that he's left behind the net. And we'll take a look at that section all together one more time.
Sanders back out there for the Blue Jays.
Let's take a look at this same sequence from our other camera angle. Once again, Carr is going to force Greeley to dodge down the alley, while Ben and Sanders clear through to create space on the wing. The slide is going to come from the defenseman Dunn on the wing, who's going to slide off of Ben. The second slide is going to be the midfielder Greg DiArienzo sliding off of Sanders over to Ben on the crease. The third slide is going to be Earhart the defenseman moving up to cover Sanders. That leaves attackman John Kasner all by himself behind the net. And once more without pausing.
Here, John Greeley is a great passer. Why are you sliding to him?
Going back to the other camera angle, I'm going to pause it right where things start to break down for the Maryland defense. At this point, Landon Carr, who's the on-ball defender, is getting help from the slide that's coming from his right. At this point, he needs to seal off the inside of the field. If Greeley's going to roll back away from the slide, he needs to take him towards midfield or to the sideline, away from the center of the field and the goal. Unfortunately for Maryland, that's not what happens, and Carr lets Greeley get topside on him and get back to the center of the field. I'm going to pause it right here. I want you to make note of where John Greeley is on the field when he makes this pass. He's at a spot about 12.5 yards above GLE, right in the middle. As you can see as I rewind the tape, it's exactly the spot where Maryland LSM Jesse Bernhardt used to be. What gets him out of the way is John Hopkins midfielder John Ranigan moving behind John Greeley for the flip, or in this case the fake flip, that sucks Jesse Bernhardt over and out of this space to open it up for John Greeley to dodge into. The problem that creates for the Maryland defense quickly becomes apparent. Jesse Bernhardt's stuck in no man's land. He's not really guarding anyone. That's because Matt Dunn, who slid to John Greeley initially, is able to pick up John Ranigan off of the fake flip. Maryland defender Goran Murray is guarding Hopkins attackman Wells Stanwyck on what is now the backside of the play, and Greg DiArienzo has Brandon Benn on the crease. That leaves Earhart stuck between a rock and a hard place, trying to guard two people while John Greeley comes right at him with the ball. He can't guard both of them, so when he cheats towards Sanders, Greeley puts the ball past him to Kasner underneath for the goal. Going back to the beginning, we can see how quickly it changes from a backside 3-on-2, which is a pretty good situation for Maryland, into John Greeley bearing down on a 2-on-1 with the ball, which more often than not is going to result in a goal like it does this time. The other camera angle lends itself to a slightly different interpretation, where Earhart and DiArienzo are left defending Ben, Kasner, and Sanders in a 3-on-2. As the play progresses, Bernhardt is able to drop back in to pick up Ben on the crease, and that function leads to a situation where DiArienzo is sliding off of Kasner up to Greeley with the ball. That leaves no one to make the second slide down to Kasner. Earhart tries to get there, but he's just not going to be able to, and if he did, that would leave Sanders wide open on the wing. However, there's just nothing these backside Maryland defenders can do. There's too many Hopkins players, and not enough of them to cover everyone and slide to the ball. Once Carr gets beat topside by Greeley, and Rannigan is able to suck Bernhardt underneath with the fake flip, the Maryland defenders are going to need a mistake from Hopkins or a spectacular play in order to prevent a goal.